It definitely looked like the issue was the sync, right? Since I turned off that setting,
Yeah.
so I just have to, some point in time, obviously not on stream, it's fairly easy to do. It's just taking this off too, and then the monitor buttons right there, turning the sync also off on the monitor. Because I can still tell that this isn't as smooth as it was when I had that free other sync on.
Here we got Catacomb.
Catacomb. We got Stern. Early Stern. No score, personal scores on here.
Scores at all. Yeah.
Prisoner 1 escaping from Catacombs.
That's it. I love any game that has that.
I can put up a really shitty score just. Ooh, sound. That's. Love it.
Okay, we got
Some of
some
my
targets.
my favorite like ASMR pinball sounds are from
Williams.
Centaur and Alien Star. Really, really good sounds. Xenon, like the first female voice.
Yeah,
in a
Williams,
pinball.
Bailey.
Yeah, all those late 70s.
Well, they were
early
all
80s.
part of. So like
There was only so many files they could
Williams
put in.
and Midway were the same company back then. So a lot of those sounds from like Defender.
Oh yeah.
Hey, that felt like a good
That was a good
single
run.
ball. I knocked down quite a few there. 3 targets.
Advanced lights with left flipper.
Yeah, talk sexy
It's-
to me.
Well, and it's telling you exactly what you did. Let's take a little pause on here and let's see. Here, the pause menu that's not coming up. Oh my,
What? Oh,
what was that?
Backlash had a whole thing going. It was like Plinko. That was something.
Prisoner captured.
Prisoner.
Also, ball. It's got some pretty advanced features. What year did? Look this up. What year did it come
I'm gonna
out?
look
It
it up.
wouldn't let me.
I was just doing that because I was like, what? The sounds on this are early, but the gameplay was later.
I'm gonna say 82 or 81. Stern didn't make a lot of pinball tables again until much later.
Okay, this is my birth year. This is 1981. For those of you wanting to steal my identity. 81.
Use right
I mean, that makes
flipper
sense.
for whip action. Advanced lights with left.
Oh, can you
Okay.
flip it up?
I did.
The ball was there.
Prisoner
Oh.
1 escaping from Catacombs.
It didn't have a pause on here. I was gonna look at the. I mean, it still got the card.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the sound of my life.
Use right flipper
Slow.
for whip
I don't just suck hard right off the bat. I just slowly start sucking more and more. That's the sound of that. 18790. I can remember that. 187.
90. You exist. I
Prisoner 1
Yeah, yeah. I'm saying it's these older tables. You don't. It's not high scoring anyway. So 3 balls at 680, you get 1 replay. So I mean, that tells you kind of what the scoring is like. Let's get up to the... I can't even get back up to the top thing. So here we go. Bumper. Here we go. Oh! Not enough nudge.
Use right flipper for whip action.
Whip?
Advanced lights with left flipper.
Left flipper advance lights, right flipper whip action. What the hell is whip action? Oh, there's the... Oh. I can see.
Prisoner one escaping from Catacombs.
I like doubled my score there. With
Damn,
the-
everybody gave this. This has got a really high score on the database for pinball.
I'm surprised we never played this one before.
I mean, no score doesn't mean we haven't played it.
We just don't remember.
Yeah. And you remember a lot of these older tables I didn't have for a long time, part of the high score, remember?
Yeah.
So
Oh, God.
I painstakingly went through and added pretty much every table throughout the 80s. There's just a couple of ones that were just like, they have some of those weird Taito de Brazil ones
Oh,
that
right.
are rip-offs of other ones that are just, I already have
South
the English
American
better
or whatever.
version, but there's a couple. So somebody made a Hall and Oates table.
Use right
Oh,
flipper
I wanna
for
see that
whip
table.
action.
I don't have it,
Advanced
but
lights with left
I was
flipper.
like, oh, it's just a reskin, but it's reskin of a table called Wolfman, which is made from a company called Piper, that I just didn't download because it was like, this is stupid looking. The Wolfman looks like Jack Nicholson's Wolfman from the movie Wolf that came out with Michelle Pfeiffer. Do you remember that?
Yep.
That was not a good looking wolf in that movie.
It was not. It was scruffy. Scruffy.
No, it just looked like Jack Nicholson waking up.
That's what I'm saying, with some scruffiness.
Jack Nicholson is the fattest old guy I've ever seen. Like, he's not fat per se in the skin.
He's like square. He's square.
No, he's like, I know, he just had his first picture that anybody has taken of him for the last 4 years. I didn't know that.
You know what?
And I saw him, he's like 90 years old. I'm like, you
Let
usually
people
don't
get
see
fat.
people at 90 that size.
That's
so he's
true.
not fat in this.
For a 90-year-old. fat.
Usually you can't carry the weight or
Yeah.
you die because of other reasons.
That's what's carrying him.
I think the Lakers, as long as they exist,
That's
Jack
true.
Nicholson
Yeah,
has
he'll
to
be there.
exist.
Escaping from
All for
Catacombs.
the Lakers. Give me some meaty old guy. Fat meaty old guy.
Some Pacinos. He's kind of pudgy too.
Skinny is overrated.
Well, yeah, because they're just one step away from withering away. I mean, Clint
don't-
Eastwood is super skinny. Because he's
Somebody-
tall. He's really tall. That's another thing. You usually don't see super tall people old either.
If somebody looks like they could blow away the fucking wind.
Advanced lights with
There's no
left
body
flipper.
shaming. Skinny, mid-sized, fat, whatever. I'm just saying. That's not attractive to me.
No, it's not. It's just weird to see people of that age.
Right.
Like when I saw my grandma was 88 and she was really
Frail.
pudgy. No, she was
Oh,
really
I
pudgy
was gonna say, my
and
grandma was
she
frail.
died of a heart attack. My dad's like, "Well, I wish I would have known." I was like, "I think her weight was a fucking dead giveaway."
Yeah.
She got because she after she fell she could have walked again. She just, I think, felt like, I think that part of it was fear, but another part of it was she had people taking care of her. She took care of people her whole life. So she's like, fuck yeah. And I'm like, yeah, sure, you deserve it. But if you don't move around at all and still eat and do everything exactly the same, I have a multi-ball, then it's going to make a huge difference. Ah, that was it.
I agree.
So I lodged that multi-ball and then knocked it loose. So that's like a multi-ball by hand.
Oh, don't forget your pop-up. So right flipper is the one you can flip it back with. Right flipper only. Left flipper is, it tells you.
Prisoner 1 escaping from Catacombs.
Back glass.
Use right flipper for whip action. Advanced lights.
So there must be something. So this is the bonus right here. So that's what the advanced lights are. So you have these almost like kind of bingo board right here in the middle for bonus. So that's what, when it's saying advanced lights, that's what it's doing, is it's advancing the bonus to the next number. 158. I got a higher score last time.
You donkey. What did I get? I got a low score, kind of.
90 something.
93, 94. Okay.
Prisoner 1
So I got to talk about this because there's a lot of people interested. So I just completed my first game so far this year. I barely beat any games last year. Metaphor Refantasio, which for quite a while, very, very enjoyable. It's a role-playing game by Atlas, if you guys don't know. Persona, a lot of like hard,
Prisoner captured.
long JRPG. And I liked the story. It was original. It had a lot to do with, I think, the climate of our culture. A lot of racism, class issues, a lot of stuff like that.
Use right flipper
Sometimes
for
it was
whip
kind of
action.
heavy-handed, but
Advanced lights
it's like a
with
100-hour RPG. Like, you're gonna sometimes be heavy-handed with your stuff. But it uses this archetype system,
escaping from
which is like a job system in RPGs where you can become like a mage, you can be all these different types of things. And it has a lot of flexibility. But what I didn't like about it was that you were penalized if you went in with a group that wasn't exactly the type of group for that boss. So what's the point of having the flexibility to be all these different things if I still have to be a specific thing?
Advanced lights with left
And
flipper.
this is something that definitely bothers me that they do in modern games. The fucking ending was so fucking long, like to get to the ending.
Prisoner 1
I
escaping
thought I was at
from
the last
Catacombs.
boss. I dropped it down because the game was just getting so ridiculous. To easy.
Oh, god damn it.
I dropped it down to easy.
Use right flipper
Went
for
through what I
whip
thought was the
action.
last thing.
Missed it.
It's not the last boss. Or not, you don't, not the last time you fight the boss. So then there's a whole other thing you have to do. So I dropped it down to storyteller, which is easier than easy. Because I was like, I just got to get fucking through this ending. This like is really dragging it out. You know what I'm saying? Like not just the gameplay,
Yeah.
the story is just being drug out. So I go to fight the final boss again, which I had already fought. And he's like, the time for talking's over. So I go and I fight him. And then you die, and I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I got a shitty ending because I dropped down to whatever. Then he gives like a 30-minute monologue. Yo, motherfucker, you just said the time for talking was done. Then I had to fight 2 more fucking absolutely atrocious. If storyteller, basically, if you die, you resurrect right away.
Okay.
I died, and I was already at high level. I grinded in that game. I died 20 times at the final version of that boss, that if I would have never beat it if they wouldn't have that option, because I wasn't the exact thing that you had to beat him only in one way, which is fine for a game that came out 40 years ago, but don't tout the flexibility of your battle system. That's like, you know, you should be able to, in almost any D&D campaign, to have any group and be able to get through if people are smart enough on how to use their characters.
It sounds like the corporate world. You can work your ass off. But if you're not in, then you're not what they're looking for. You ain't going anywhere.
Well, and there was some... It kept for a long time throughout the game, because it was like 95 hours by the time I beat it. It was difficult, and then like when you die, you could get back to where you're at either right away, or you could restart the battle, and you could change things around. It was just that one thing that games have not gotten is that if they just make something super hard by giving it more health and making it very specific, then that's how they've been doing last bosses since fucking Mega Man. Yeah. They've never moved past that it doesn't have to be 80 different forms of this boss, where it's like, I get the anime style where it's just like they turn into another thing, but it's just, I think, getting a little ridiculous at this point, where I was literally rolling my eyes and out loud, and there's nobody even here except for the cats. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? I was on storyteller mode and I was still pissed. And I just thought I had a dream about music then, because I was like, he'd be the type of person that I would tell, and he would be like, I don't understand why you don't like this, because he's of a different generation, and he wants to be like, I don't know, punished in the games, and I just want to like, I want some sort of challenge, but I also don't want to be penalized on something that I spent $80 and 95 hours on. Yeah. That you're just like, you're a fucking idiot. You know, like, I just feel like this is kind of, that's one thing I've just noticed. Like, they didn't have that in beating that Indiana Jones game. It was a very epic, they're fighting on Noah's fucking, it was exactly the type of Indiana Jones ending you would expect. But there wasn't a bunch of resurrections of bosses, because once the dude, yeah, he might fall off a cliff and you think he's dead, and then he pulls your leg. That's in a movie. That's what happens. Yeah. But he's not like, doesn't rise up and become fucking Leviathan or something. That's just definitely 100%, not just old school video games, but definitely very specific to Japanese games.
Yeah. Right flipper for that topic.
That's my New Year's resolution. Isn't like normal things. People are like, hey, you know, lose weight, eat better, go to the gym, you know, all that fucking bullshit. I'm going to beat more games this year because I own so many. I got to finish.
I usually don't do a resolution. I'll do anti-resolutions, like reverse psychology. Like, I'm gonna gain a bunch of weight and lose a bunch of money, do terrible in my career, be a filthy friend, and then, you know, reverse psychology kicks in, and I'm like, oh, I'm doing pretty good fucking good. But I feel like I should do something this year, but I'm just like, I can't decide. Besides, like, be authentic.
Well, most of the stuff, like, if I'm already starting to do it, it's not just because it's the new year, but it's easy as a reset to be like, oh, I'm gonna get through more of this watch list this year. Like, that's more obtainable.
It's a motivation,
and it's a more fun goal than like, I'm gonna go to. If you're not like a person that really enjoys working out, you know it's not going to work out, and then when you actually do get to the gym or lose weight or do whatever it is, it's usually at some point in time when you really want to do it. And it's not going to be on January 1st. You know what I mean? Like, that's not going to happen. It's going to be something that just naturally happens because you want it to happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
you still got the back glass. That's my point.
That was my final point.
18867. What was your top one? Okay. 187. This is better. 18867.
Huh?
188,670. That's better.
I don't actually have to put my scores in. Those are the ones that actually do. Mine, I don't have to put in because it goes on there.
Whatevs.
But it's not working right now.
One
It wouldn't let me
Put it in.
Catacombs.
Come on. I want to hit those side.
Do you think that like
things
people?
are-
What about like serial killers? Do you think that they have New Year's resolutions?
They're
I'm
like,
gonna kill.
this year,
I'm gonna
I'm-
kill more prostitutes
Yeah.
this year.
I'm not only going to kill my prey, I'm going to,
Lick their
skin them and lick their faces before I kill them. Or they have a body count goal. It's metrics. It's all about metrics.
Use right
If I learn
flipper
anything from
for
corporate world, it's all about metrics. 2% more kills this year. That's what a psychopath would say.
You have to kill a lot of people for 2% to even be in it.
prisoner
I'm
one
saying.
escaping from catacombs.
Two balls. Exciting. I only got one now. Bump, bump, bump. I do like the sounds on this one. It is. Oh, come on.
Use right flipper for whip action.
That's Stephen Hawking.
Prisoner one
Sexy talk.
escaping from catacombs.
Don't escape.
That's a midget Hawkins.
Put your floppy disk in my hard drive.
Prisoner one escaping from catacombs.
What if you found out it was Ricky
Prisoner
Lake
captured.
saying it?
I would be way more turned on.
Is that your 90s crush, Ricky Lake?
Oh, she's fucking hot. No, my 90s crush was equally Claire Danes and Jared Leto from My So-Called Life.
Use right flipper for whip action.
Which I've been rewatching again. Every 2 years I gotta watch that series.
Prisoner one escaping from catacombs.
After I proclaimed that last stream that I've watched every TV show that I ever want to watch, that unless when new stuff comes out, it's different.
Use right
Right.
flipper for whip action.
But I was eating or I was doing something and I was like, I need something to watch. And I couldn't find anything. And I'm like, you know what? I like Nathan Fillion. I'm going to watch this rookie show.
Oh, does that suck or is
It's fucking really good. I'm like, so I started
Nathan
I started
Fillion.
it
He's-
2 days ago. And I'm already almost done with the first season. This is network TV, people. This 22 episodes a season. I'm on. It is really good, not just because Nathan Fillion, but it's like really well done, and it's actually based on a real guy who moved to California in his mid-40s
Okay.
and became a police officer. Because I looked it up, and I'm like, how realistic could you even join? Like, we couldn't join the military even if we wanted to. We're too old, right?
Yeah.
Could you join the police force, especially a police force like that? This isn't some small town in fucking North Dakota, right? This is LAPD. They have to deal with some fucking bad shit. They
Yeah.
have less police in a bigger sprawling area than New York does. That's a real thing. Dude did it.
And if you're older and you just pass police academy, you can go back in? What's the deal with that?
Well, in the show, I don't know about the real guy. I didn't look up the real guy, but in the show, he's getting divorced and his business is going under.
Okay.
And then he's going to the bank and it's robbed, and he basically foils the bank robbery, and it kind of gives him
They
this
recruits
idea.
him?
No. He lives in North
Oh,
Carolina. He moves from a small town
so he's like, hey,
to LA.
I could be a cop. But they accept you when you're older? He's in his 40s?
Mid-40s. Because he says he's 40, so I was
Hey.
making these jokes on the show, And I was like, how old? Because I know Nathan Fillion's like in his late 40s when he started the show. He's like 50-something
This
now.
could be a goal. That could be.
I'm like, shit.
Could I get through a police
Yeah.
academy? I would love to be a cop.
That could be Police Academy 8.
Classy.
Is this just a bunch of old fucking people?
I would